So Palestinians are Jews.
Ethnically.
So then what's the problem with establishing a Jewish state?
Brother, the problem is that you guys are saying that we had a strong history from 3,000 years ago that no one is there from. No one remembers.
Hold
No
on, hold
one
on,
is
hold
there.
on, hold on. You're saying Palestinians are Jews.
Yo, what's good?
How you doing, my brother?
Yo, am I on a podcast right now?
Nah, bro, we just chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, bro. In Israel, alhamdulillah.
I thought you were Jewish.
I am Jewish.
Did you say alhamdulillah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was just for I thought only the Muslims say that.
Well, what does alhamdulillah mean?
I understand what it means, right? But I didn't know the Jews. I thought the Jews would say something in Hebrew, right?
Yeah, we can also say it in Hebrew, but I'm speaking to a Muslim, so I thought I would be nice.
All right. I understand. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, bro. I also say assalamu alaikum. You know, we say shalom aleichem, but you guys say salamu alaikum, so I say salamu alaikum.
Okay, that's cool. So how's your day been, brother? How's your Shabbat?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Everything's good. God bless. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, bro. You know, my day just started. It's 8:41 in the morning.
God bless. God bless. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, man.
Where are you from?
I am from the Syrian Arab Republic, your northern neighbor.
Oh, nice. Very nice. You were born there?
No, I was born in the United States.
Cool.
But let's be real. I'm not really American like you'll see in the movies, you know?
Same. I was born in America, but my family's from Iraq, so I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, man, this is amazing. It looks like we're gonna have peace between our two countries very soon, huh?
Man, I just hope for what's best for the whole Middle East, man. That's it, man. If that means no more fighting, then let's just all lay down our weapons, man. You know?
I agree. I think that peace with Israel is probably a good first step, you know, to getting there.
Man, you know, I strongly believe, man, that, you know, I met these Israelis before. They strongly disagreed with me. But I believe, right, that, you know, if there's like peace, like a two-state solution between the Palestinians and the Israelis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then extremist groups, right, far right and far left groups in both sides will have to disappear, right? Because you have far right groups in Israel that'll be like, oh, we're gonna protect you from terrorists and all that, you know.
Can I give a counter opinion there?
Go ahead.
In 2005, Israel withdrew from Gaza completely, and the first thing they did was elect a terrorist group. Also, Israel's never occupied Lebanon, at least not for a prolonged period of time outside of war, and they have Hezbollah, which pretty much runs their country. Vice versa for Syria and Iraq. For a very long time, the IRGC has implanted proxy terrorist groups of Hezbollah inside of there, without Israel occupying any significant region of Syria or Iraq.
Wait, give me a minute. I think they are... I'm so confused. Oh, no, that's not for me. Hold up, I'm trying to park. No, forget it. I'm going to keep going straight. Okay. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Basically, with or without Israeli occupation of an area, there are terrorist groups that want to destroy Israel. I don't think that giving a Palestinian independence will take away the terrorist group. But besides that, as a Middle Easterner who, in your country, Assyrians, Druze, and Alawites, just to name a few, are suffering under the hands of Arab supremacism, you have to give me some sort of rationale, some sort of ethical, moral point to creating a 23rd Arab ethno-state in the Middle East and a 53rd Muslim supremacist state in the Middle East, which is what Palestine would be.
First of all, any majority group will be the alpha group necessarily, right?
There's a difference between alpha and oppressor.
They're not oppressing anyone.
Alawites and Druze have just been murdered in the thousands since since HTS took control of Syria. I mean, we all watched it happen. I was advocating for the protection of the Druze myself. I know people by name who were killed there. So
But when you say that, right?
Mhm.
For example, in Syria, right? Aren't you, first of all, in the Druze? I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, there was I can't remember what happened.
They're an
But there was
unarmed
that-
minority, which there was an AI video that came out about one of the sheikhs that he apparently insulted the Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam. But it was an AI video, and because of that, over 500 people were murdered in a weekend.
First of all, right? These are hard people, right? These are tough people. They're not going to change overnight.
Who?
The new people, the new government. These are tough people.
It's besides the
Right.
point. What I'm saying is, where's the rationale to creating a Palestinian state when there's so many people in the Middle East who don't have a state? Why would you create another Arab, another Muslim state in the Middle East? It doesn't make any sense. Like, rationally, it doesn't make any sense. You have to make an ethical argument to doing it.
Because the majority. They're
Huh?
the majority. Like,
That doesn't
They are the
that doesn't give you a rationale. Like, Kurdish are the majority in the Kurdish region. They don't have a state.
brother, you see, the issue is in Iraq, they an autonomous zone.
Yeah, but they
right?
don't have a state.
Why do they need a state?
So then, okay, let me ask you the question. Why the fuck do Palestinians need a state?
I can explain to you why. Because they were there first. You guys came.
Who
They
are the
is-
Palestinians that were there first? Who were they?
Palestinians that were living there. There were Jews, Christians, Muslims living in the Holy Land prior to the creation of the State of Israel, prior to the Balfour Declaration.
So there were Kurdish people living in Kurdistan before the Arabs came. Doesn't that mean they should be? There's also Assyrians living in Syria before the Arabs came. There were also Babylonians, the Mandeans of Iraq, who lived there before the Arabs came. Also Jews living all across the Middle East before the Arabs came. The Persians were living there before the Arabs came.
All right, go ahead.
So I mean, your logic breaks down there, bro.
No, my logic is better than yours, and I'll explain to you why.
Because you
willing
believe
to
in
go-
Arab supremacy.
You see, did I cut you off when you were speaking?
I mean, okay,
No,
fair
but-
is fair. I'm sorry. Tfaddal.
I showed you respect.
Tfaddal, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Agree with you.
I'm sorry.
At least show me that.
You got it.
Right. So the Assyrians, right? You're saying a state, they had an empire.
Mhm.
How many thousands of years ago was that?
Can I
How long?
can I talk or should I?
I'm asking a question. Go ahead.
It was roughly 2,000 years ago, the end of the Assyrian Empire.
2,000 years ago. The Kurds, according to your knowledge, did they ever have an empire?
They had pieces of it, yeah, pieces of like a unified system. It wasn't really an empire.
The Kurds were able to rise up the ranks,
Correct.
even under the. For example, Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, he was Kurdish.
He was Kurdish, correct.
Salahuddin al-Ayyubi.
But he fought for the
What-
Ottomans.
He fought for the Abbasids.
And-
the Ottomans weren't around then.
Right, true. The Abbasids, sorry.
Abbasid, Allahumma salli ala nabi. The people before the Ottoman Empire, the Turks that came before, who were they? The Seljuks. They were Kurdish, believe it or not. They had an empire. They controlled the Abbasid Khalifa. They controlled him.
So just to understand, basically, like from your perspective, the Arabs conquested the land. They're the only ones who could have a state now there.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is these minorities which you're referring to are always able to climb up the ranks, regardless of where they were in. Right? For example, Jews were able, in Andalusia, they were able to become generals, they were able to become prime ministers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Search it up. There was this one Jewish prime minister in Muslim al-Andalus
Mm-hmm.
in 1492,
Mhm.
believe it or not. Maybe not 1492.
Not
but you
1492, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
get around that time.
Uh-huh.
Right? He's Hebrew, fluent Aramaic, fluent Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
He was a prime minister, he was an advisor to the king, and he led Muslims in battle.
I still don't understand how this is a moral, ethical argument to creating a Palestinian state.
No, you were the one that brought up the Assyrians, the Kurds, and all that.
I brought them up as minor. You're saying that because these minorities had the availability in the past to rise up to create a state, and they didn't do
Precisely.
it, that refuses the right. So I could say the same thing about Palestinians. They had multiple opportunities to create a state, and they didn't.
Like when?
1948, 1967. 2005. Just to name a few. There was even more before that, 1939 as well, 1929 as well. Yeah, there were multiple opportunities for Palestinian statehood. Also, during the Ottoman Empire, you could say that during the Ottoman Empire, they could have fought for a Palestinian state, but instead they fought for Pan-Arabism to create one united Arab front.
Yeah, precisely. Because we're one people.
So you're the same. So hold on. So you're the same exact. A Syrian is the same exact thing as a Palestinian, and the same thing as a Muslim or a Moroccan. Same thing as an Egyptian.
You're gonna go to your 11th time, and you're not ethnically DNA Arab.
Actually, I'm the last person who cares about the DNA, because here in this land in Israel, nobody can prove absolute 100% DNA. Like, nobody can. I'm actually totally of the opposite opinion. I don't think the DNA should take a part in it at all.
Brother, you would be surprised how many Israelis I met on this app that I just met, but you're not Arab.
Well, I don't believe that you're Arab. That's a different situation. You couldn't sell me for a second that you're an Arab. I know that you're not an Arab, the same way that I'm not an Arab. My family's from Iraq. We're not Arabs. We predate the existence of the Arabs in that land by about 2,000 years. And same for you. You're probably not the descendants of actual Arabs. Whether you identify as an Arab, that's something else. I would say make the claim that you identify as Arabized. The Arabs came, colonized your land, and instilled upon you, whether it was through peace or through war, culture and religion and whatever it is. If you accept Islam and you accept being an Arab, that's your forte. I just say I don't believe the Middle East should be entirely Arab. I think it's a bit of a disservice to the region. And what I'm saying is, really, I can't see a moral or ethical argument, any way I try to put it, where we can justify creating another Arab state. We have 53 Muslim countries, 52 Muslim countries, and 22 Arab states.
What this argument is that you're trying to forget, like you're trying to wipe out a Palestinian history, a Palestinian people.
Absolutely not. What's the Palestinian history? What's the history of Palestine?
Right? Palestinian people were there.
What's their history?
What do you mean? People who are living in the Holy Land.
Okay.
Prior.
Who are they? I'm genuinely asking. I'm not being facetious. I'm actually asking you. What's the history of the Palestinians?
What's the history of the Palestinians? I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know everything.
Okay. Can I give you two count? Okay. So sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What I'm trying to tell you is this, right? The people living there, right, were there prior to this Zionism and all that, right? And
were they?
Yes, they were.
They were there prior to Zionism?
Yes, brother.
What is Zionism?
The founding of a Jewish homeland inside of Palestine.
So Palestinians were there before the Kingdom of Israel? In the Quran, in the Bible?
Brother, the Palestinians, the ethnic Palestinians, they are, by DNA, those Jewish people that were there prior.
So Palestinians are Jews?
Ethnically.
So then what's the problem with establishing a Jewish state?
Brother, the problem is that you guys are saying that we had a strong history from 3,000 years ago that no one is there from. No one remembers.
Hold on. You're saying Palestinians are Jews?
Ethnically is what I'm saying.
So what's the problem with establishing a Jewish state? If they're Jews...
Why is there a need for a Jewish state?
You just said the indigenous people of the land that were there before anybody else were Jews. So what's the problem with establishing a Jewish homeland? Doesn't that make sense?
It destroyed the peace that was there.
What peace? 1929, there were massacres against Jewish people in Sfat and in Hebron. This is before the establishment of the State of Israel, before Zionism. I could give you more examples stemming back to the 6th century of Muslims massacring Jews in that land. I'm just trying to understand, by your logic, what you're using is a thing called replacement theology, which basically states that the rest of the Jews are fake, but the real Jews are the Palestinians. No problem. I'll vibe with you on that idea. I know that's not what you're actually saying, but that's the theory. That's what replacement theory is. It states that Palestinians are the real indigenous people, and everybody else around them are the colonizers / non-natives. No problem. I'll vibe with you on that. But if you're saying that they're the Jews, they're the descendants of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob is Israel. Even in the Quran, Jacob is Israel. Also Isa, being a Israelite, being a Hebrew, being a Jew. If you're saying that Palestinians are the descendants of the people, what is the problem with establishing a Jewish homeland, especially like a Jewish religious homeland in the land of Israel? If that's where the Jews are from, you're saying the Palestinians are the Jews. Why not establish a Jewish land?
Because I'm telling you, look at everything that happened, all the wars in the
But there
Middle
wasn't
East.
peace before. If you're going to go based on peace, I can bring you up all the massacres that existed before then, before 1948. There were massacres all the time. If you want, I can quote them to you. I just don't want you to leave because it's a long list.
Brother, first of all, right, I've read these massacres that you're referring to.
Yeah.
First of all, a lot of what I've read were not taught, like what you're trying to say, what you're trying to portray right now, currently, is towards the Jewish community only. Right? I'm not justifying anything that's happened in the past.
Of course.
Right? That's not an attempt at that. But what I'm saying right now is that it was not targeted solely towards the Jewish community.
So there was peace, but when there were massacres against Jews, they happened against other people as well. So it wasn't just.
It wasn't anti-Semitic in nature.
I see. So there was peace or there wasn't peace if there were massacres?
What I'm saying is this, right? Overall,
yeah,
1400 years that the Muslims ruled, they largely coexisted with each other.
So would you consider 1921 massacre of Jews as peaceful?
Okay, what happened right after?
Would you consider 1920 to 1930 massacre against Jews peaceful? Would you consider 1914 expulsion of Jews from Palestine by the Ottomans as peaceful? That's 1914.
1914?
Yeah.
They expelled.
Would you consider the pogroms in Sfat from 1903 to 1904 as peaceful? Would you consider?
You're quoting specific instances.
Yep.
Right. Can you flip your phone? Just show me your list that you have.
Yeah, I'm reading a long list. It's a document. I can't show the phone on here because they usually ban you if you show your phone screen.
Really?
Yeah. 1834 pogrom in Sfat. It was during the Ottoman period. 1838 attack in Sfat.
Here, could you email that to me?
Of course. Actually, you can look it up. It's medium.com. You can look up crimes against Muslims against Jews since the 6th century. If you look up medium.com, look up crimes Muslims Jews. You'll find it. It's a big article. I cross-verified the entire thing. It's actually kind of shocking. Like, I didn't know that it was as extensive as it was. And it's really...
Could you email that?
Yes, I will email it to you. No problem at all. I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to email it to you right after. Okay, bro?
Hold up. There you go.
Or do you want me to email it to you right now?
Email it right now.
Okay, let me email it to you right now. No problem at all. I'm emailing it to you right now. My main issue with the Muslim world is this erasure of what we went through as Jews under the hand of Islam, which there were periods of peace. Nobody's going to doubt that there were periods of peace. Absolutely there were periods of peace. But there was a lot of killing of Jews and a lot of pogroms all across the Arab world.
You know, I'll tell you this, right? I can't deny, or I'm not going to sit here deny or any of that. Or
I sent you the article, by the way. It's sent.
Need to go inside. I'm not trying to run away from this argument or anything like that.
Yeah.
I have a test this Friday.
Before you go inside, can I tell you two quick things? Just two quick things.
Tal or on?
Yeah, that's me. Just before you go inside, just two quick things. You were talking about Palestinian history. The Qafiyya comes from Iraq, from the town called Kufa. Even the design itself is Mesopotamian, not Palestinian. The Palestinian flag, which bears the four colors that all the pan-Arab flags do, have no resemblance to Palestinian history. They literally have to do with Egypt, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. All the colors stand for the different caliphates. They have nothing to do with Palestine. And here I have two coins. One is from a coin from the Umayyad dynasty when they conquered Jerusalem. They put a menorah on it. And on the coin, it says La ilaha illallah and Muhammad Rasulullah on this coin. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Look up Umayyad coin. And right here, this is a coin from 2,200 years ago from under Jerusalem that in Paleo Hebrew, you can't really see it on camera, but it says freedom to Zion. You could look it up. It's called the Masada coin. You tell me if Zionism wasn't here before Palestinians. Freedom to Zion. Love you, brother. I appreciate you very much. Good luck on your test.
Have a good day.
Feel free to be in touch. See you, man. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. That's a guy we can make peace with. That's a guy we can talk to. That's a guy who's willing to learn. That's how you do your propaganda. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.